this video, I'll be taking you through the SAP SD process and more specifically looking at proof of deliveries and how it's used in S/4HANA. We'll be looking at the specific apps that we want to use. Firstly, I'll take you through the SD process in general and where PODs fits into that process. Then why we have PODs, talk through that. Then looking at the apps. Firstly, processing of PODs in the old transaction VLPOD, but there's an app for that. Then proof of delivery by status, the transaction VLPODL in the classic SAP GUI. Then deliveries with differences, VLPODF, but also we'll be looking at the app. So let's get into it. Let's look at the SD process. So we've got the 4 sections. Firstly, pre-sales. Then we have order processing, we have shipping, and we have billing. Let's go through it. So firstly, you have your inquiries that you can create in SAP. You can do contracts and quotations and scheduling agreements. These will then feed into your order creation. You can reference these documents in your order. Then you move into your shipping process where you actually have your deliveries that was created, where you can group your deliveries into a shipment, where the warehouse will start the picking and packing process, where the goods issue process will then be processed the moment your stock leaves your premises. Important, the POD step fits in here, in the red block. So after you've done your goods issue, your transporter returns with a proof of delivery document. You can actually go and capture the POD in SAP. Then you have your billing document that follows the POD process. You will see there's the integration bits to FI, which I'm not going to talk about in this video. So why do we have proof of deliveries in the SD process? Well, the main objective is basically to capture and manage your customer delivery confirmations. So the idea is it gives you a lot of control on what's actually happening in terms of your deliveries. You check your actual goods, the actual quantities. It focuses on customer satisfaction, which is very important. There's transparency in the whole process. Everybody knows what's going on, and assurance. Then it will also assist you in dispute resolution if there are any disputes. Your invoice is very important. Your invoice corresponds to the actual goods received. So you've done your goods issue in SAP. You receive the POD back from the customer where the customer indicated exactly what quantity was received. And then you create your invoice based on that actual received quantity. Very important, you cannot create an invoice in SAP without the POD step. If POD is set up and configured for that item category. So that's very important. It becomes a mandatory step, it's not optional. It also gives you insights on your delivery performance and how the process, how effective is your process when it comes to your transportation and deliveries. And also lastly, very important, is evidence for insurance claims. So let's get into it. The 3 apps that I want to look at is firstly the POD change or outbound delivery. This is where you capture your POD details. Then there's a work list for POD deliveries. This is where you can monitor your statuses of your various deliveries and what the status is for the POD. And then also this one is then used for subsequent processing, where you can go and look at differences that you have in your PODs, where the actual quantity delivered was, let's say, 3, but in your sales order you had 5. So you can track the differences in here. So let's look at the first one. You will see, let's look at the app details. I just want to show you that. You will see it's an old transaction VLPOD, which is then converted into an app. And I want to take you through delivery. Okay, so I want to take you through this delivery 5506. We continue. So when you go into the POD document, it's actually exactly the same layout as your normal delivery in SAP, but there's an extra tab here where you can go through the POD details, which we'll do now. I firstly want to take you to the status overview, which then gives you an idea of what's going on in terms of the statuses of your delivery. So we've got your delivery number, you will see the picking status is a C and it's green. Your goods movement status is also a C and it's green, which means the picking in a goods issue is done. There is no billing document. Your billing status is A and it's red. And your POD status is also A, which means the POD has not been captured for this delivery. So if you look at this screen, you will see very important a few fields. Firstly, POD date, which you have to put in, also a time, which is very important. You will see POD status is A, which means this delivery is relevant for POD. Then if you go to your material TG11, there's your delivery quantity, POD quantity. So this will always default to the same quantity, but you can indicate if there are differences. So in this field, you will then indicate what the differences are. Let's say you had to deliver 1 piece, but 0.5 pieces was delivered. You will then enter a 0.5 there, and the reason then will be under delivery, reason unknown. So you can set up your own reasons in the config side of SAP to keep track of what the reasons were for under delivery. So that's where you enter. If there are no differences, you basically leave this completely blank and you take out the reason. You will see if you confirm the POD by clicking on this button, it will default to today's date and time. If you select on cancel, it will open the field again. But in this case, we're confirming the customer received the complete POD, the one piece, and you just save. Okay, let's go back to the main screen. Let's look at this one where we're looking at.
If you are tired of slow internet speeds and frustrating online ads ruining your online experience, then I have the solution for you. Stereo VPN. With Stereo VPN, you get a one-time payment solution with no hidden fees and unlimited free access to the premium edition. No ads, no interruption, just pure, seamless browsing and streaming. This cutting-edge technology will supercharge your internet connection speed, so you can get things done faster and enjoy buffer-free streaming. Stereo VPN follows a strict no-log policy, ensuring your digital footprint stays yours and yours alone. With the one-click global connection feature, you can effortlessly connect to servers around the world. No more sudden VPN connection switch-offs. Stereo VPN Premium Edition has a kill switch function that activates during such emergencies. The tunnel is instantly closed, ensuring that all of the user's data will remain encrypted until the VPN connection is recovered. Say goodbye to monthly subscriptions and hello to uninterrupted online freedom. Visit the link specified below to get Stereo VPN today.
PODs with statuses. So firstly, let me show you the app details. You will see it's VLPODL that we used in the ERP side in GUI. You can still use it if you want to. The POD date and time is specified here. Then there's a number of fields that you can play with and look at specific shipping points, routes, ship to parties. So you can filter on specific deliveries if that's your need. If not, just leave it blank. I think more important here are the statuses. If you want to look at specific deliveries that are not yet edited, which means the POD is not being captured, then you go into this option. Otherwise, you can select these other ones, display all with the, verified with differences and so on. For now, I'm going to select not yet edited, which means we're looking for deliveries where the POD has not been captured. So in this case, here you see, here's all your PODs that has not been captured. So you can go into the details here. There's your status. created by, there's your shipping point and the dates and so on. So you can basically select your delivery, and you can confirm it here. There you go. So if you go back, you will see that it's been confirmed and the POD is basically done. So this is a way of tracking open PODs and confirming when you're happy with what you've seen. To do a full confirmation, you can do it in here. Going back to the main screen, this one actually gives you an idea of where you have differences. I'm just going to leave all these fields blank, but again, you can do it by delivery item material. You have your reasons for variances that you capture in your POD, and you can run it for dates and so on. For now, I'm just going to execute. Now it shows you, it gives you the reasons, material details, number and description. And then here you have under deliveries where there's a minus, and a plus is an over delivery. Okay, so in here you can actually use this information and drill down to see what's going on, what happened here. So whoever's responsible for this in the company can use this report then to track why things happened, keep an eye on the differences. If you look at this delivery, the delivery quantity was 5, but it was actually only 3 delivered with a variance of 2, and there's your reason. So you can do the analysis. You can roll down to document flow. You can go to your sales order. In here you'll see that 5 pieces were ordered by the customer, but again, if you look at the POD, the customer only received 3. If you go to your document flow again and you go to the invoice, you will see the invoice is based on the 3 that was actually received by the customer. So the 2 that wasn't received is excluded from the invoice. Very important. You can see there was a standard return also. In this case, the customer returned 1 piece. Alright, so you can do more investigation. Why only 1 piece was returned to get to the bottom of things. Okay, that's it for PODs. Give me comments in the area below if you liked the video. Ask some questions if you want to. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe.